All right, so today we're driving the 2019 Mustang California Edition. So what makes the California Edition a little bit different, the California Edition has 460 horsepower, and the California Edition is also going to give you a couple more different appearance features. So if we notice right here in the trim, you have red stitching throughout the seats, red stitching throughout the door panels, and right in the front of the vehicle on the passenger side, right above your glove compartment, you have California Edition, California Special written out in red. So inside the vehicle, they're using a mix of high performance leather along with suede inserts once again on the seats and the door panel. It being a Mustang, you're going to have very bolstered seats to go with that race car look and feel. This vehicle has heated seats, heated steering wheel, remote start, and it also has ventilated seats. That's for both the driver and for the passenger. So driving this vehicle, because it is a Mustang, because it is more of your go fast type of car, steering wheel is very, very stiff, very responsive. Once again, the seats are meant to bolster you and hold you because they're expecting you to go very fast in something like this. Brakes are super responsive. A little bit of a tap will get me to almost a dead stop immediately. From inside the cabin, you can hear a little bit of that V8 noise, which is what you want. When you're in something like this and something like a performance vehicle, obviously you want a quieter interior, a quiet cabin, but you don't want to give up the sound of the engine. I mean, you paid for the engine, you wanted the engine to start with. All right, so on this vehicle, there are different driving types. So my steering wheel, I can change to normal, sport, and comfort. As far as my driving modes, I can change from normal, sport plus, track. Right now it's telling me track only, C manual, drag strip, and then snow and wet. So what's cool is even though it is a sports car, we can drive it all year round if need be. Okay, so for right now, I think I want to play around with sport steering and sport plus drive mode. Ready?
Yep.
So you can tell when you're in sport plus mode, obviously reverb is a lot louder, the vehicle engine's a lot louder. Right now in sport mode, the difference in my steering wheel, it is super tight. Which again, if you're driving in a fast car like this, you're driving in sport mode, you're gonna want that tighter feel. It almost sounds like, this is an automatic instead of a manual, but it almost sounds like the vehicle is pushing itself into a higher rev before it switches gears. So again, even this is without me really putting any pressure on the gas. It's revving up a lot higher. I'm getting to about 2,800 RPMs before it comes to that next gear, versus when I was in normal, I get to about 2 grand before it goes into the next gear. So again, if we are in a faster car like this, and we are, whether it's racing, whether it's just you want the better performance, the more RPMs you can get out of your vehicle. The more RPMs you can get out of your vehicle, the more power you can get out of it. Again, that's me going around the turn at about 15 miles an hour. I was up to about 2,200 RPMs. Sport is going to be a lot more responsive. As you notice, with the sport versus normal, when I hit the gas, I don't get the lag. Okay, not that the vehicle has atrocious lag or too much of a lag, but definitely when you're in sport, you can feel that there's a little bit of a hesitancy from the time that I put pressure on the gas to the time that the vehicle starts to move. Again, if you're in normal, you're not expecting to go super fast, so it's not an issue. Won't be doing track mode today because it's wet outside and I like my job. So again, again, so right now we're in sport. If I do the drive mode again, put it in track, again, we can already hear that the car is a lot louder. Now in track mode, you get to about right under 3,000 RPM, right around there, before the gears will switch. Definitely a lot louder. Almost no lag when you're putting on the gas. And again, we're not going to overdo it just because climate and things like that. But if you want to go point A to point B, normal and even Sport Plus will get you there. Not a problem at all. Sport Plus, obviously, your shifts are coming a little bit quicker, and you're gonna get into higher RPMs before those shifts come around. Once we're in track mode, we're turning off that traction control, and at that point in time, you can really hear just how heavy the engine is. This is a V8 motor, 460 horsepower on the California Special. And you can tell they're just going around the corner. If you're in track mode, I wouldn't necessarily use this point A to point B driving. Being in track mode, you can see it doesn't want you to feather the gas, because when you're going around a turn like this, and it can, if you're not really stepping on the gas, the vehicle's going to start to buck because you're not unleashing what it wants to unleash, right? So right now, I went to 10 miles an hour, got up to about 2,900 RPMs. So track mode, again, it's fun. We don't want to use track mode if we're not gonna be going really fast, if we're not in a designated setup for that. Because the vehicle, it can do it, but the vehicle doesn't want to. Almost, again, if you're someone that drives these kind of cars, you know what I'm saying. Taking the turn, the vehicle, it wants you to hit the gas. It doesn't want you to feather the gas. It wants you to really get in there because it wants to use all of its power, all of its strength. So again, my recommendation is normal or Sport Plus, because Sport Plus I can still do commuting driving. In Sport Plus, I can take these corners. See right here, I'm taking a corner in Sport Plus. I'm still getting all the noise, right? Not as deep as track mode for obvious reasons, but I can go 20 miles an hour. I can slow down. I can take my turns. So Sport Plus, I would say, is the happy medium of still being able to get that deep engine noise, right? Still being able to look really cool, right? Because that's why we buy these kinds of cars. Still getting the speed. But it is more practical in the sense of I can take turns and slow down and not feel like the car is almost bucking, you know? I can roll into a parking garage. I can take these turns around these cars. I can be a little bit lighter with the gas because I don't need to be that heavy. All right, so once again, my name is Alejandro with Jengers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in East Hartford, Connecticut. I have tons of used cars, as you can see, but if you want to come in and ask about the 2019 Mustang California Special, just ask for me every day but Wednesday.